Our ever-popular Fall Colors Alaska and the Canadian Rockies itinerary is back for 2024. This 18-day itinerary follows prime leaf color change from Alaska through the Yukon and into the Canadian Rockies, and concludes in Seattle, Washington. We begin in Anchorage, followed by a drive to Palmer, with a 2-night stay at Alaska Glacier Lodge along the Knik River Valley. Next, it's to Talkeetna, then to Denali National Park, and 2 nights at Denali Bluffs. Then we take the train to Fairbanks, and then on to the Alaska and Yukon border, visiting Tok, Whitehorse, Watson and Muncho Lake, Fort Nelson, Dawson Creek, Jasper, Lake Louise, Kamloops, and completing in Seattle. Guests begin with an overnight in Anchorage at the historic Captain Cook Hotel, with the next morning spent leisurely exploring the Anchorage Museum and its collection of Alaska's art, culture, and science, followed by a drive to Palmer, with a 2-night stay at the beautiful Alaska Glacier Lodge, nestled in the mountains along the Knik River Valley. Enjoy your time with optional activities or at your leisure, relaxing on the deck of your private cabin. While in Palmer, you will also spend a morning visiting the Alaska State Fair, marveling at record-setting giant vegetables, beautiful flower gardens, learning about Alaska Native culture, and more. Finish the day by attending a private dinner presentation on the lifestyle of the Iditarod and what makes a successful Iditarod experience. Traveling north to Talkeetna, enjoy a thrilling ride through Devil's Canyon on board a Mahays jet boat adventure, while watching for wildlife such as bears and eagles. This afternoon, guests will travel via motorcoach to Denali National Park before settling in for the next 2 nights at Denali Bluffs, overlooking Denali National Park with incredible views of the fall foliage. The next morning, head into Denali National Park on a tour traveling just over 42 miles into the park while watching for bear, moose, caribou, and other animals, followed by a Denali Adventure Day, set aside for your choice of included activities. Witness fall in Alaska aboard the Alaska Railroad's first class glass dome car with Gold Star service before arriving in Fairbanks for the evening. After a morning spent cuddling pups at an exclusive dog mushing presentation at Trailbreaker Kennel, home of the 4-time Iditarod champion Susan Butcher, and a stop at North Pole, Alaska, the journey continues as we make our way to the Alaska and Yukon Territory border. Visit the stunning Kluane National Park and tour Daku Cultural Center. Watch for bison, sheep, and fox as you marvel at the spruce trees and autumn leaves of birch, poplar, and aspen along the way. Before arriving in Whitehorse, the capital of the Yukon, spend the next morning enjoying the dramatic view of the river and cliffs that surround you. Begin the next day with a stop at the Yukon Transportation Museum, followed by Teslin Lake, and arriving in Watson Lake for the evening. Before getting underway on day 9 of this grand adventure, stop at the Signpost Forest, followed by a visit to the aqua-green-colored waters of the 7.5-mile-long Muncho Lake, with the afternoon free for exploring this beautiful area. A visit to the Fort Nelson Heritage Museum offers visitors a glimpse into the history of transportation, a memorial to the hardworking men and women who built the Elcan Highway. The Mile Zero signpost at Dawson Creek offers a significant highlight, as guests have now traveled the entire 1,387 miles of the Alaska Highway. Grand rugged peaks welcome you to Jasper and Banff National Parks, where you visit spectacular scenery at the banks of Lake Louise, Peyto Lake, and Moraine Lake. Join a massive Ice Explorer coach for a brief trek onto the ice of Athabasca Glacier. Settle into your home for the next 2 evenings, located in the middle of the Columbia ice fields. While in Banff National Park, take a breathtakingly beautiful gondola ride up Sulphur Mountain to have lunch at the top. Explore the hiking trails and visit the Cultural Interpretive Center. The next day, journey south to Kamloops and take a step back in time Known originally as a site of trade between First Nations people, Kamloops offers scenic accommodations before arriving into Seattle to depart for home.